Good morning and welcome to this regularly scheduled meeting of the East Kelowna Strathcona Community Committee this Monday, January 27th, 2025. I'm Jason Schreier, Chair for this year of the East Kelowna Strathcona Community Committee, City Councillor for Elmwood East Kildonan. I'm joined as well by Councillor Jeff Rawadi, Councillor for the North Kildonan Ward, as well as, says here officially, Brandon Harrison, your committee clerk, as well as Dylan Chisland, planner for planning, property and development, Department of the City of Winnipeg, as well as other members of the administration and members of the city, as well as we look forward this morning in today's meeting. And I would like to acknowledge that we are on Treaty 1 territory, the home and traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Innu, and Dakota peoples, and the national homeland of the Red River Métis. Our drinking water comes from Shoal Lake 40, First Nation in Treaty 3 territory. And Clerk Harris, do we, looks like we have a quorum.
We do have quorum, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I'd like to move a leave of absence motion for a personal family matter for Councillor Russ Wyatt.
Okay, those in favor, motion carries. And Clerk Harris, what do we do in terms of the minutes, as well as the report from the resident advisory group?
We'll just need motions for each.
Okay.
I'll move that the minutes of the meeting held on January 6th, 2025 be taken as read and confirmed.
Motion passes.
I'll move that the minutes of the Residents Advisory Group meeting be received as information.
Motion passes.
So
At this time we move into reports.
At this time, we can move into delegations.
Delegations.
We do have one registered delegation. As noted, we also do have two delegations as well, Andrea Rudiger and Natasha Wampach, who are hoping to speak to the plan approval on Regent. If the committee is amenable, they would just need to move a suspension of the rules.
I'll move suspension of the rules to hear the additional two delegations.
And that's for which one?
That is for the plan approval at 1519 Regent Avenue West.
And okay, and Councillor Rawadi, your motion is carried.
So at this time, we'll move into our first delegation. That is Zach Nimchuk, architect for Affinity Architecture, to be heard in support of plan approval for 1380 Ravelston Avenue West, Report 3, filed the AS at 54/2022. Zach, if you'd like to come to the front, you'll have up to 10 minutes to make your presentation after you state your name. You get that stuff as well.
Hello, councillors and other members of the City of Winnipeg administration. My name is Zach Nimchuk from Affinity Architecture. I'm here to just touch on and present the plans for plan approval for 1380 Ravelston. It is a multifamily development comprising of 72 units over 4 buildings at, as mentioned, 1380 Ravelston. It also touches on Margaret Swan Drive at the southern corner of the property. However, no vehicular access is provided to that that road, only pedestrian access. We had previously worked through the site plan with the planning department and came to a number of agreements wherein setbacks and variances and trees and whatnot through the site were placed and planned, and these plans as presented meet those requirements as noted in the variance and other city bylaws. Going through the plans, the buildings, there's 2 typologies of buildings. One is a 3-story stacked townhouse unit. One is a 2-story townhouse unit. These buildings make use of high quality materials. James Hardie fiber cement board is what's shown in a variety of patterns of lap siding, as well as some cement shake. We've got large wood balconies and large windows to provide great amenities to the tenants of these units. Just going through the plans, we have color in these buildings as is not common seen these days. A lot of buildings are very monochromatic, but we have these warm wood tones. We've got blue tone as well as some of the white and the gray.
Sorry, where are the blue tones?
The middle band is a blue tone. It may not be showing.
It's a lot bluer on my screen.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, that screen up there is gray, but. And then the two-story unit here. One thing to note being that the two-story unit is the closest one on Margaret Swan Drive.
Yeah, it is.
To provide sort of a more common feel to the single-family housings that are there. It's similar height and would be less obtrusive than the three-story buildings, which are pushed towards Ravelston and as well as pushed up against the adjacent three-story townhouses that are already existing there. Yeah, for the time being, that concludes my presentation.
Zach, any questions, Councilor Brawai?
Looks quite nice to me.
Yes, it does. Sorry, can you show me on this diagram where the entrance is?
Right here, entrance off of Ravelston.
So the entrance is in the corner? No, I mean the entrances to the building.
Oh, sorry. So they're walk-up townhouses.
Yeah.
So each unit would be, they've got off the parking lot, there's some on the fronting onto Ravelston, and then along the back, there's sidewalks throughout the site. So each tenant would have their own direct access to the site.
To the second floor?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And for the double one there on the middle right there, those are the two that are closest together. So that's not an entrance in the middle there. That's just a sort of a separation, a walkway in between the two.
Yeah, there's a walkway, there's some bike racks in there, and then
And
some
what's sorry?
bicycle racks. And then there's just some mechanical dog houses for building services.
Mechanical dog houses.
Just water meters, electrical panels,
Sure.
things like that are
Speaking of which, did Councillor White ask for a dog walk?
a dog run.
Yeah, dog run.
Not to my knowledge, no.
All right, I have no further questions, and Councillor Rawadi, you're good?
Yeah. Public service, any further thoughts or comments on this one?
No, we recommended approval. It's very similar to the ones that came through at the subdivision and rezoning application 2 years ago, give or take,
Okay.
1 or 2 years ago. We don't have any concerns with the drawings. They meet all of our policies.
I'm ready for a motion if you are, unless you would prefer to leave this for Councillor Wyatt another day, even if it is a special meeting, I've got no problem with that.
Just to note, if we did want to handle this now, we would just need a motion to send the rules to the open. Yes. Okay,
Pardon me, we would need what?
a motion just to change the sequence of the agenda.
Because we're still in
Oh, excuse
delegations.
me, of course,
technically.
right, we're just in delegations, yeah.
I'll list suspension rules to deal with the item now.
And unanimity, therefore with super majority, it passes.
And I'll move that we accept the public service recommendation to approve the submitted plans.
Okay, and motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, councillors.
Technically, you're supposed to leave the table at that time. I think, and I see consensus on this. Thank you very much, Zach. And good luck with that and congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so up next in delegation, we have Andrea Rudiger to speak to report 2, the plan approval for 1519 Regent Avenue West. Andrea, I see you have unmuted and turned your camera on. You'll have about 10 minutes to make your presentation.
This is for which one, sorry, Clerk Harris?
This is for the plan approval at 1519 Regent Avenue West,
Right.
the Canadian Tire.
Yes, thank you.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you see my screen?
Well, we can see you.
Oh, you can see me. Can you see?
Just to note, councillors, nothing was submitted by the delegate, so if we did need this considered, we would need a suspension of the rules for the submission after the deadline.
At this moment, despite the fact that it's on the agenda? I'm sorry?
The presentation she's sharing is not on the agenda.
Oh, I see. Sorry, excuse me. Fair enough.
Are you able to provide a copy of the presentation to the clerk?
We-
Certainly.
We see it in the reflection of your eyes.
Okay, so you still don't see that screen, hey?
Oh, something's happening.
Somebody's changing here. There we go.
Is that better?
Yep.
That's the Canadian Tire we know.
Okay, perfect. So thank you for the opportunity to present. My name is Andrea Rudiger from McElhinney Consulting. I'm joined by Natasha Wamchuk from MGBA Architects. We'd like to provide a brief presentation on how we've addressed the comments from the previous EKT meeting last October 30th. So this is for the Canadian Tire on Regent Ave West. As you know, the site is located on Regent Ave and Pegasus Street with Kildona Place to the west. The renovation to this Canadian Tire site is part of the National Canadian Tire expansion, which includes improved pedestrian connectivity throughout the site, additional plantings and landscape along both Regent Ave and Pegasus Street, expanded footprint of the Canadian Tire building to the west, and a relocation of the existing garden center. This particular development permit is for the garden center development. There was a previous development permit on this site, development permit 23-182410, which included the expansion of the retail Canadian Tire into the existing garden center and the relocation of the garden center to this green space. So that was approved last year, and now we're proceeding through the design of the garden center. The existing garden center is located to the west of the building, and these are some images of the current construction of the existing garden center. And the location is to be moved from this current retail or this current west location to its new location in the parking lot. We have received an approved variance to reduce the number of parking stalls as part of that previous development permit. The previous EKT plan approval on October 30th referred a number of comments back to us to make some improvements to the site plan, and I'll go through each of these so that we have an opportunity to explain how they've been addressed. The first was that fencing includes aluminum style wrought iron fencing with brickwork, including plans showing the colors of the fence and brick pillars placed every 10 feet within the fencing system. So we have included new Iron Eagle fence with brick pillars, as you can see in these elevations, and that is noted on the plans as well. The second and third points of the previous meeting were that the exterior enclosed building be upgraded to be a proper commercial enclosed building with exterior brickwork, roofwork, and glazing, and then the materials be used for construction of glass atrium be indicated, and that the atrium be built to proper commercial standards, including brick facades. Now, we would like to present that because this garden center is being relocated, the same level of construction is being met with the new garden center and the new plans. And there is no current glass atrium on the existing garden center, so it does become cost prohibitive to add a glass atrium and additional brickwork for the level of use for this structure.
But you're just that picture there showed the part there that is actually glazed, where you go to pay and stuff. That wasn't glazed.
Yeah, so this piece here, this facade here, however, the rest of it doesn't include any brickwork. And because this is attached to the building, it does make a little bit more sense to have front-facing glazing in this location. However, with the location of the new permanent garden center, it's not attached to a permanent retail location, so it does make it a little bit more difficult to include and a little bit more costly to include that glass atrium that was requested at the last EKT meeting. These comments here, so the increased connectivity for pedestrians in and out of the site, including connections to the exterior pedestrian system and parking lot area. So we have added pedestrian connectivity. This leads directly to the Canadian Tire, and this pedestrian connectivity leads the length of the garden center compound itself. Additional softscaping and curbs have been added around the garden center to delineate the garden compound from the parking stalls, and then bicycle parking has 6 bicycle parking stalls have been added to the east of the garden center compound. And then finally, that the plan show location and types of signage, and all signage be properly installed, commercial signage and no mobile signage be included on site. We are not proposing any signage at this time, as is reflected by the plans and elevations themselves. So that is all I have in terms of a presentation, and now open it up to any questions or comments. And as I mentioned, Natasha from MGBA Architecture has joined me as well to speak to any of the materials.
The temporary looking shed thing still is a non-starter for me, so I'm not prepared to support this personally, but
Okay.
Councillor Wyatt's not here at the moment.
Mhm.
It is his ward. We can lay it over till February or reject it or.
I think we should, given exactly what you said, so parsley, I think we should lay it over till February as well then.
Okay, okay. I think we've heard the delegation said, and that's good. Thank you very much for your presentation. Do you have any other questions of the delegation?
Yeah, sorry, again, can you explain, first of all, you know, I do have an understanding of your wish for expansion and renovation, and I support that in more than just principle. I believe we are inclined to support that here. Our councillor Brawadi does have a concern over one aspect, and the resident councillor for that area is not here today. And on that basis, just to make the best decision with you, looks like we're looking to lay this over just for one more month at most, so that the local councillor with the biggest influence on your coming back here today will be here as well to be part of the process. This important process. And on that basis, I do have a question. What can you show me what's going to happen with the former garden center as you expand that way? What is that going to look like?
So that garden center is being removed completely as the expansion of the retail, the Canadian Tire retail, is moving into that spot. So that will be a permanent retail location.
I'm just looking for, what am I missing here?
And that was part of the previous development permit that has been approved. So this is really just dealing with the design of the garden center.
All right. Fair enough. Okay. Well, thank you, Andrea. Thank you very much. Any further comments from you? But I think you know where we're coming from. As I've explained, it looks like we're going to hold this over. Have any further comments before we do so?
We're good. We'll go through the agenda just in order.
Okay. Pardon me, Jeff?
We can do it in order on the agenda, but.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. And Andrea and Natasha, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, with the reports.
All right.
On report one, I
Citizen member appointments, Concordia Hospital and Board of Directors.
I texted Councillor Wyatt about this matter, and I'd like to chat with you about this matter, but I don't have any name to move at this point, so
Basis.
I'll move up for the layover, please.
Are we allowed to do that one more time, or this one is indefinite, or?
This isn't a development matter, so this can be
Sure.
laid over to the February 24th, 2025
Okay.
meeting.
Fair enough. And okay, and motion carries. Report item number 2, plan approval for 1519 Regent Avenue West, which is what we just heard.
I'll just say, I mean, again, I think there's been some improvements to the fencing, some of the softscape landscaping around it.
Mhm.
However, this is such a prominent corner in the of the ward of the whole northeast quadrant of Winnipeg. We've got all sorts of businesses spending all sorts of money to improve the quality of their works. We've got a brand new Scotiabank, Nicoloma Place. We've got all sorts of malls that are renovating their exteriors to improve the general look of the area. I'm really disappointed that Canadian Tire is digging in their heels and gonna have a garbage looking shed as their payment facility on that corner. And for me, it's not sufficient. But regardless, it is Councillor Wyatt's ward, and he's ill today, so I will move that we lay this matter over to the February 24th meeting. And if the applicant would like to come forward with a better version, I think it would be appreciated.
Fair enough. I appreciate your concern for our shared commercial area of Kildonan Place, Kildonan Crossing, and just 2 blocks outside of my ward. And whether we like it or not, it is actually in the former municipality of North Kildonan. So not Transcona. And
It is called Kildonan Place, not Transcona Place, not,
But so the Elmwood back in 1906 around, Nairn West was called Kildonan Village, even though it was on, but that's when they broke away from there, that's when they broke away from the Kildonans. Having said that, to be sharing our history here, Councilor Brawadi, your motion is on the table to postpone to the next regular meeting. That is your motion?
yes,
Okay, and motion carries. Report three.
we dealt with three.
Dealt with three.
That was three, so we're on
And
four
number
per
four
capita.
is your award?
Yes, Afro Caribbean Association of Manitoba, and their request is for, is it $500? Yeah, and
So
who
much
am I
before
to
the budget.
say no, pardon me?
You can move a certain amount of your per capita before the budget passes.
Yep, so on that basis, I'm going to, Councilor Brawadi, if you could take the chair.
So, yeah,
And I will move $500 from per capita fund for the Afro Caribbean Association of Manitoba's Harambe in celebration of ACM's 57th anniversary. And lo and behold, as the host counselor, since they are located on Watt Street, my ward, and I am 57 years old, just I'm as old as Akam, and it is my brother, it is my twin. And I'm pleased to make this supporting contribution and to attend the Harambe.
very good. Okay, motion's been heard. All is in favor? Not opposed, carried. I have no new business.
Actually, excuse me, if I just may, given we're not in a rush here. Well, I'm going to leave it for now, since this meeting does have to reconvene in half an hour, or actually has to reconvene within the hour, but it's scheduled for 10:30. Councilor Brawadi presumably will be back here at 10:30, and there's a couple of things I do want to verify before we move forward, or before the end of the meeting today. And
Okay, you get that stuff organized and we can go back
yes,
to regular
exactly,
session.
that's what I'm trying
Okay.
to say.
So at this time, we will take a recess until 10:30.
But Councilor Brawadi is the chair right now.
Oh, okay, sure. There's been a motion to recess till 10:30. All's in favor, opposed, carried.
Good morning, welcome to the hearing portion of this regularly scheduled meeting of the East Kelowna Transcona Community Committee. This Monday, January 27th, 2025. And do we do the land acknowledgement?
For the hearings,
For the
yes.
hearings as well. I'd like to acknowledge as well that we are on Treaty One territory, the home and traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Innu and Dakota peoples, and in the national homeland of the Red River Métis. Our drinking water comes from Shoal Lake 40, First Nation in Treaty 3 territory.
Thank you. As Councillor Wyatt is ill this morning and absent, I would like to move hearing item number 1 and for the rezoning at 815 Pandora Avenue West, DAZ 216 of 2024, and variance 815 Pandora Avenue West, DAV 234233/2024D, that both of these items be adjourned, is the right word?
Yeah.
Until the next meeting of the East Kelowna Transcona Community Committee, which is scheduled for the 24th of February at 10:30 a.m. at City Hall, Council Building, 510 Main Street, Winnipeg, MB, R3D 1B9.
All right, Councilor Brawadi, the motion is heard and understood by the clerk, Brendan Harris.
Understood by the clerk, and just to reiterate, this is both for the DAZ and the variance.
Okay, fair enough. Any further comments or discussion? Hearing none. Motion is on the floor and motion carries.
I'd like to move back into regular agenda.
Fair enough.
Would you like me to take the chair, Mr.?
Sure,
Yeah.
thank you. Do we need a motion to resume to
No,
the, okay, so we're back in the regular reports. Please take the chair, Councilor Brawadi, and I would like to move one motion.
Suspension of the rules to deal with one item, new business? Yeah.
Yes, suspension of the rules to deal with new business.
So moved, all's in favor, opposed, carried.
And that new business being, in this case, $1,100 to the Chalmers Elmwood Winter Fun Day Committee. An extra, another $1,100 for completion, budgetary completion of their intentions for another excellent winter fun day at Clare Hughes Park in February. That is the
Okay,
motion.
that's the motion. All's in favor? Opposed, carried. I have no new business.
And excuse me, just so I think it's understood by the clerk, that's through the per capita
Correct.
fund. Okay, correct.
You ready to move adjournment?
Sure, I move adjournment.
All's in favor? Opposed, carried.